Usually angles we mark in degrees 0, 10, 20, 30, 90, 180, 270 back to 360. This year we are going to learn a new measurement for angle called radian. Not radius, it is radian. What is 1 radian? If I consider the radius of the circle is arc, this is also radius of the circle, say arc. Consider an arc of length equal to r. So this and this are equal. The arc length r subtends an angle at the center. So that angle we define as radian. To put it in proper words, 1 radian is the angle subtended by an arc of length equal to the radius at the center. So that we call radian. Suppose radius is 1 unit. What is the entire circumference? 2 pi r. The 2 pi r, the entire circumference, what angle is equal to? 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. 2 pi r is 360. We are taking radius to be 1 unit. So 2 pi radians is 360 degrees and therefore pi radians will be 360 by 2, 180 degrees. So we must know to convert degree into radians, radians into degrees. So pi radians 180 degrees tell me 1 radian is 180 degrees by pi. We know pi value is 22 by 7. You substitute 22 by 7, if you divide, we get 1 radian is 57 degrees, 17 minutes, 45 seconds. These are subunits for the degree. 1 radian equals 57 degrees, 17 minutes, 45 seconds. What does 1 minute mean? Single line that we put, we read it as 1 minute, and 1 minute is nothing but 60 seconds. Instead of seconds, we put double line here. So I read it as seconds. 1 degree, or in other words, I say 1 degree equal to 60 minutes. Single line tells me minutes. So 1 degree I call 60 minutes, whereas 1 minute I call 60 seconds. How to convert our usual angles that we know? Pi radians 180 degrees. Then what about 90? If I divide by 2, 180 by 2 is 90. So pi I divide by 2. 90 degrees is nothing but pi by 2 radians. 45. How do I get 45? Half of 90 is 45. So pi by 2, again you divide by 2. I get pi by 4 radians. How about 30 degrees? 180 divide by 6. I get 30. So 180 by 6, pi by 6. So 30 degrees we call pi by 6 radians. 60 degrees. How do I get 60 from here? 180 by 3. So 180 by 3 gives me 60. 180 is pi. So pi by 3 radians. Let us remember, hereafter we do not refer to degrees. In all the problems we come across radians. So whenever 90 comes, read it as pi by 2, or pi by 2 comes, understand it as 90. Similarly, 30 is pi by 6 is 30 degrees. 60 degrees is pi by 3 and pi by 3 is 60 degrees. 45 degrees is pi by 4 and pi by 4 is 45 degrees. Exercise 4.1, question number 1. Convert the following degree measure into radians. 60 degrees is given. Let us remember 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Therefore, 60 degrees is equal to cross multiply 60 into pi by 180. Pi by 3 is my answer. Same way, 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Now the question is 150 degrees. 150 into pi by 180. Simplify and write the answer. 5 3s are 6 3s are. My answer is 5 pi by 6. Here again 180 degrees is pi radians. My question is 240 degrees. Cross multiply 240 into pi by 180. Simplify and write the answer. 8 pi by 6 3s are. Again I can cancel. It is 4 pi by 3. So 4 pi by 3 is my answer. Minus 320. Same pattern. 180 degrees is pi radians, or minus 320 equals to minus 320 into pi by 180. 0 0 we can cancel. 180 I can cancel by 2 table. So minus 16 pi by 9. That many radians is my answer. Question number 2. Convert the following radian measure into degrees. Let us remember pi radians is 180 degrees. So whatever radians they give, multiply by 180 by pi. Pi we can cancel. 180 by 8 as you divide, use calculator, it is 22.5 degrees, or else 22 degrees, whatever is in decimal, multiply by 60, because we know 1 degree is 60 minutes. So I get 5 into 60, that is 30.0. We can say 30 minutes. One way 22.5 degrees. Another model 0.5 multiply by 60, we get 30. So 30 minutes. Why I multiply by 60? 1 degree equals 60 minutes. The second question, same pattern, 9 pi by 5 multiply by 180 by pi. Pi cancel. You can cancel 5 also here. Multiply and write the answer. So we get 324 degrees. Third problem, minus 3. Usually here pi is given. So cancelling pi is easy for me. But if they give you a number like this, multiply by the conversion. We remember 1 radian equal to 57 degrees, 17 minutes, 45 seconds. So let us use this formula here. Multiply by minus 3. Minus 3 into 57, 171 degree. Minus 3 into 17 minutes, 51 minutes. Minus 3 into 45, 135 seconds. We know 60 seconds is 1 minute. So this can be written as 2 point some minutes. So almost 3 minutes I can subtract. So this is approximately equal to 3 minutes. Subtract from 51. My answer is 171 degree, 48 minutes. Usually the seconds conversion I add with minutes. But the angle itself is negative. So subtract. 51 minutes minus 3 minutes give me 48 minutes. So that is my answer. Question number 4. 11 pi by 18. Same pattern. 11 pi by 18 multiply by 180 by pi. Pi cancels, 18 here 10 times. So my answer is 110 degrees. 110 degrees is my answer. Let us remember the quadrant idea. Angle starts from 0 degree as we move on. 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on up to 90 degrees. Keep on moving. 100, 110, 120. When I come here, it is 180 degrees. As we keep on moving, 200, 220 and so on, 270 degrees. And finally, back here it is 360 degrees. One complete rotation from here to here we call 360 degrees. Each quadrant we say 90. 1 into 90, 2 into 90, 3 into 90, 4 into 90. When I go in anti-clockwise direction, like this way, we call angle to be positive. When I come in clockwise direction, we call angle to be negative. So we measure in this way, it is positive angle. I measure in this way, it is negative angle. Exercise 4.1, question number 3. Determine the quadrants in which the following degrees lie. 380 degrees. It is more than 60. We started here 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Anti-clockwise direction. When it is more than 360, subtract. 380 minus 360 tells me 20. So this I can write 360 plus 20, that is only 20, which is in first quadrant. Whenever it is more than 360, subtract and forget that angle. 360 tells me one full round, I am back to the position. Minus 140, same pattern. Minus 140 plus 360. So I will get 360 minus 140 is 220. I am in 0, 90, 180, 220. Which quadrant? Third quadrant. The next answer 1195. Again this is bigger. So 1195 subtract 360. I get 835. Again subtract 360 because it is more than 360. 5, 7, 4. Again subtract 360. I get 511. How many times I subtracted 360? 1, 2, 3. So 1195 can be written as 3 times 360 plus 115. Forget this 3 times 360, 1 time to 360, all that. The multiple tells me 3 rounds I go and I am back. So what is the left out angle? 115. 115 says first quadrant is still 90, more than 90. So 115 is in second quadrant and that is my answer. Let us learn the quadrant measures. Angle starts from 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Already we discussed this. Convert into radians now. For 90 I can write pi by 2. 180 I can write pi. 360 I can write 2 pi. 270 is 3 pi by 2. We already know this is first, second, third, fourth quadrants. Now the ratios we know: sine, cos, tan, secant, cosecant, cot. Check which ratios are positive where. First quadrant, all the ratios are positive. Second quadrant, sine and cosecant are positive. The remaining ratios are negative. Third quadrant, tan and cot are positive. The remaining ratios are negative. Fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. The remaining ratios are negative. We remember the very first letter. All silver tea cups. To remember the code word, all silver tea cups. So, A tells me all the ratios, S for sine and the reciprocal cosecant, T for tan and the reciprocal cot, and C for cos and the reciprocal secant. Another way of remembering, all students take chocolates. You can remember any of this code word. A for all, S for sine and cosecant, T for tan and the reciprocal cot, C for cos and secant. So remember any of this code word to check which ratio is positive in which quadrant. Now 0 to 90, I am here. If the angle is 90 minus theta, I will be here. So 90 minus theta will come in first quadrant. Till this is 90. Minus theta will be here. Then what will come here? 90 plus theta will come here. So 90 minus theta is in first quadrant, whereas 90 plus theta will come in second quadrant. What is the deadline here? 180. So tell me what will come before? Before 180, 180 minus theta. After 180, 180 plus theta. Similarly, here the angle is 270. What will come this side? To the left, 270 minus theta. To the right, 270 plus theta. Here the deadline is 360. So what will come down? 360 minus theta. What will go up? 360 plus theta. So when we are doing problems, remember this idea. If 90 minus theta comes, remember I am in first quadrant. If 90 plus theta comes, I am in second quadrant. Similarly, 180 minus theta is in second, 180 plus theta is in third. And 270 minus is third, 270 plus is fourth. 360 minus theta is fourth, 360 plus theta is first quadrant. Now you are given a problem. Say, sine of 90 plus theta. How should I write the answer? First of all, remember a very small technique. Whenever 90 and 270 are coming, change. Change what? If sine comes, it will become cos. If cos comes, it will become sine. 180 and 360 comes, no change. Keep the ratio as it is. So sine and into cos. Also I will say tan into cot, cot into tan. Another one, secant into cosecant, cosecant into secant. When do you change it? Whenever I am in 19 or I am in 270. See, when you are in 90 or 270, adjacent opposite interchanges. That is why we interchange sine and cos, tan and cot, secant and cosecant. But when I am in 0 or 360 or I am in 180, it is horizontal, no change. So remember, look at this problem. This is an example. Sine 90 minus theta. What is my answer? I refer to the clue here. 90 comes change. Change what? Sine will become cos. So sine will become cos theta. Where is 90 plus theta coming? 90 plus theta is in second quadrant. Second quadrant, sine is positive. So my answer is plus cos theta. 90 will go away. 90 plus theta only becomes this. So I have to check whether it is plus or minus depending on the quadrant. We'll do one more example. Cos 270 plus theta. Now tell me what is the answer. Cos 270 plus theta. 270 comes, change. Cos will become sine. So my answer is sine. 270 plus theta. Check which quadrant I am. 270 plus theta tells me I am in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So plus sine theta is my answer. This cos becomes sine because of 270. When I put the answer, I put only theta. This 270, I have to check the quadrant and put the symbol. That's all. We'll see one more example. Secant 180 minus theta. Let us go on to the clue. 180, 360, no change. So secant 180 comes, put secant as it is. Put theta as it is. Positive or negative, check the quadrant. Where 180 minus is coming, 180 minus is in second quadrant. Second quadrant, sine cosecant only positive. But my question is secant, so it is negative. Now the very important one, if I go in this direction, theta is positive. This is anti-clockwise direction. Whereas if I go in this direction, this is clockwise direction, I say theta is negative. So remember all this. When we say negative, I call it as minus theta. Minus theta also is in fourth quadrant. So remember the formula. Cos of minus theta is cos theta only, because in fourth quadrant cos is positive. Even if it is minus theta, cos and secant alone will be positive only, because minus theta is in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. Let us try to write some more values. Sine 180 plus theta. What is my answer? Sine 180 plus theta. I refer here 180, no change. So write sine theta. Now I must decide whether it is plus or minus. For which, check where I am. 180 plus theta in third quadrant. Third quadrant, sine is negative. So my answer is minus. Let me write one more. Secant 270 minus theta. 270 comes. What did we learn? Change. Change what? Secant into cosecant. So secant will become cosecant theta. And what symbol? 270 minus theta, I am in third quadrant. Third quadrant, secant will be negative, because third quadrant tan cot only positive. Here I am secant. So this is negative. Like this, you must be able to write for any ratio. Say cos 270 plus theta. Now where I am? 270. 270 tells me change. Cos will become sine. So my answer is sine theta. 270 plus, where does it come? Fourth quadrant. Cos, fourth quadrant positive. So my answer is plus sine theta. Cot 90 minus theta. 90 comes, change. Change what? Cot into tan. So my answer is tan theta. 90 minus theta comes in which quadrant? First quadrant. First quadrant, all the ratios positive. So cot is also positive. Like this, you can tabulate for all such values as we do in exercise. Let us be still more thorough with. Exercise 4.1, question number 4. Find the value of each trigonometric ratio given. Sine 300 degrees. Now let us remember any angle that is given to us. Let us try to write 180, 270, 360. These are the known angles for us. 90, 180, 270, 360. Then 30, 45, 60, 90. So 90 is already here. So let me use like this. Any ratio that is given, try to write adding these two or subtracting like that. Now 300. How can you write 300? I can write it in two ways. 270 plus 30 is 300, or 360 minus 60 is also 300. Out of the two, choose any one. Then use the quadrant rule. 210 is given. How to write 210? 210 can be written as 180 plus 30. 390. How to write 390? 390 can be written as 360 plus 30. So, the given angles, try to write as a sum and difference of any of these combinations, which will help us to use the quadrant rule. Suppose the angles are bigger. Keep subtracting 360 till you get a proper number which is below 360. Then use the same procedure. By adding, I have to express the angle. Now let me start with this. Sine 300, we write sine 360 minus 60. How do I write sine 300? Sine as it is. 300 I am representing a combination of this. So 360 minus 60. Now what did we learn in quadrant rule? 180, 360 comes no change. So sine 360 is coming. I will write sine 16. Ignore the 360. It will help us in determining the sine. Remember, in the four quadrants, where 360 minus 60 will come, 360 is here, minus will be in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, sine is negative. So my answer will be minus sine 60. What is sine 60 value? Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. This symbol we put as it is. So what is my answer? Minus root 3 by 2. How to write cos minus 210? First of all, in fourth quadrant, minus theta comes in fourth quadrant. Cos of minus comes, I will ignore the minus and write cos 210 only. Why? Because minus comes in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, cos positive. So write only cos 210. The next step. How to write 210? We said 180 plus 30. Again, 180 comes no change. Cos will be cos only. 180 plus 30, which quadrant? This is 0, 90, 180. 180 plus comes in third quadrant. Third quadrant, cos is negative. So my answer is minus cos 30 value, as we recall, root 3 by 2. The next one, secant 390. Secant as it is, 390 can be written as 360 plus 13. 360 comes, no change. Secant will be written secant only 13. What symbol should I put? 0, 90, 180, 270, 360 plus theta. I am in first quadrant. First quadrant, all the ratios are positive. So my answer is plus. Cos 30 root 3 by 2. Secant 30 reciprocal. My answer is 2 by root 3. When I come up to tan minus 855, it is a big angle. Remember, 855, keep on subtracting 360. I get 5, 9, 4. Again subtract 360, 5, 3, 1. So this becomes tan minus 135. 2 times 360 I can ignore. I have 135. Why should I put minus symbol? Because this is minus. This is minus. Each time I add 316, I get minus 135. Cos, when I said minus comes, it is in fourth quadrant. Cos is positive. Again here minus is coming. But fourth quadrant tan is negative. Minus tan 135. How to write 135 using these combinations? I can write it is 180 minus 45. Minus 180 comes no change. Tan will come tan itself. So my answer is tan 45. Again where I am? 180 minus. 180 is here minus. I am in second quadrant. Second quadrant tan is negative. Already there is a negative. Now there is a negative together. Plus tan 45. Tan 45 value 1. So my answer is plus 1. When we come up to cosecant 1125. 1125 is a big number. Keep subtracting 316. I get 5, 6, 7. Again subtract 360. We get 504. Again subtract 360. We get 45. So cosecant. How many times 360? 1, 2, 3 times 360 plus 45. How many times 360 comes? We don't bother. Ignore. 360 tells me I am here. I make rounds. One round, 1 360. Another round, another 360. Another round, another 360. So I am left with 45. How many times 360 comes? Always ignore. I have only 45 left. What is cosecant 45? Sine 45 1 by root 2. Cosecant 45 will be root 2 and that is the answer. 360 whenever it comes 1 time, 2 time, 3 times, any number of times, you can forget it and write the remaining because it tells me how many rounds we make. So always remember 360 plus something means ignore 360. Only that angle I have to write.